Hello and welcome back to another episode of the SuperCoach Corner podcast, where today I will be doing my team talk after round 10, heading into round 11. So a bit late this week. Tyson and I have been pretty busy to start the week, so apologies that this is coming on a Wednesday. The normal content will be coming out, so this will be out. Tyson's team talk will be out, and we'll have our normal round 11 preview as well coming to you on Thursday morning. So we'll get that recorded tonight and out shortly. But I'll have a look back at my week just gone. We touched on a little bit in the review pod and video if you didn't get to that. But if you are listening on Spotify, you can head across to it to view my screen on YouTube. Or if you're watching on YouTube and you're trying to hide it from your boss, everything is also posted over on Spotify as well. So feel free to head across there. But this was my week in round 10, scored 2306. So a nice little rank jump. So it went up 6,800 spots to just outside the top 10K at the moment. So 10,320. Sitting pretty nicely. I think the team's starting to take shape a little bit. Got some cash in the bank. I have some guys that are sort of weighing me down that I'm happy to move on, but we'll get to that when we get to the team. But yeah, a good week all in all. I mean, you'll see obviously the main reason for that is I am a Grundy owner and a Grundy captainer. So that was a great way to start the weekend on Friday night, but we'll get to that when we get there. But we'll start from defense as always. We'll go through the team real quickly and then head into my trade plans for the upcoming week. But for this weekend, for the weekend just gone, defense, I mean, Whitfield had Murdoch for most of the day, so can't really do much about that, unfortunately. I still think he's a good pick with Ash pretty much solidifying in that midfield or across half forward as well. So like Whitfield, Sinclair bounced back, has been good with no Naz in the side. Ash has been serviceable. I'm lucky enough that I started him, so like it feels like I'm still happy with the pick. A lot of people traded into him and has been sort of mid since that round 3 or whatever. Hasn't had any big tons since then. So yeah, he's been okay. Houston, not great. Just didn't use him. I think Howe keeps getting used off halfback and taking the kickouts. I think Howe had 10 kickouts. Houston had 1, which was maybe in the first quarter. And Houston just delivered a bullet. And I think we got a goal from it as well. So I just think Houston should be the one kicking out. I hope it's not too long till Fly figures that out. And, that probably gives him if he has those 10 kickouts, that's 100 for sure. So it's frustrating. I still think there's upside there. Got West Coast this week, so fingers crossed Murdoch doesn't go to him and he maybe goes to Josh Dacos for my sake. But yeah, we'll see how that Houston pick plays out. Newman has been disappointing. A very left field pick for me about a month ago now, and had a good ton a few weeks ago. What was it? 116 against Saints. But other than that, it's been 70s and 80s, couple 90s, so nothing to write home about. Lindsay's been really good. Just wanted to keep him on field for now. And with the amount of kick-ins he's been getting, that floor's pretty high. It's not, you don't want to be trading out of someone with that role, so happy to keep him. And then Myers, I think that's pretty much dried up his cash gen, went down a fair bit. Got a break even of 76, so I'll try and move him on if he's picked again. If he's not playing, I'll probably be inclined to maybe move other guys around that might leak some cash before him, but we'll see how we go. Plus, I don't love a lot in the defense this week. I don't really want to upgrade because that'll leave Lindsay on my bench. So, and I've got Holmes already who could swing back next week. So I don't want to upgrade, but I might, in defense that is. But I might have to. Anyway, into the midfield. But it was good. Took advantage of that matchup against Gold Coast, which has been favourable for midfielders. Bont traded him in. I didn't even get to my trades, so I'll quickly, while I'm here, go back and look at last week's trades. I think I made the 2, which was Bruin and McAndrew for Roby and Bond. So I didn't like any of the rooks. Went to Sullivan Roby, who I love his job security, the flexibility and the scoring potential I think was better than all the other guys. The price was probably obviously the only downside, but he repaid me obviously in full. And we'll get to him shortly, but Bont traded him in. I said it in the review pod, it sucks, but I'm just happy not to have to chase him now, really. You spend most of your year trying to figure out how to get him in. And now he's in, I can just stop worrying about that. So that's good. Holmes was fine. Probably would expect a little bit more in a big win, but he was parked on the bench for the last quarter, so that's fine. 108, you'll take that. I had to VC him just because I only had, Todd Marshall as a loop, so who was playing on the Friday night, so I had to VC him on the Thursday night. So I'm glad he didn't score much bigger because I probably wouldn't have had gone with Grundy. If he'd gone 130, probably would have taken it and missed the Grundy C, so that's nice. Neil 93 with the tag, I'll take that every day. Dacos 93 with the tag, I'll take that as well. Honestly, both of those I was probably expecting a little bit less, so happy with both those scores. Brayshaw 99, look, he's been terrible. Just the hardest own I've had in a long time. Even against poor matchups like Essendon on the weekend, 99. Like you should be capitalizing on that more, but whatever. I mean, I'm there now. I'll try. It's a luxury trade later in the year, but I'll keep holding through that. Murdoch probably should have been a 60 or something, but just struggled, with those 2 or 3 50-meter penalties in the last quarter, couple clangers, but he's still good. I think a few people are jumping off him. I'm pretty happy to hold him for now. Get forward DPP next week and maybe hold him till he's bye and provide good flexibility for us. See him coming. This one hurts. I flirted with trading him out just because the role's gone. Has no scoring upside if he's not playing in the midfield. So I don't know what the hold is. But I think like Essendon this week at the G, surely they'd blood him a little bit more. I don't know. Probably hold just because I should. But it still is. It's tough. And obviously he's a failed rookie for a lot of us. At least it's not a point of difference and everyone's sort of in the same boat. Rechko was okay. Anderson's restarted his cash jam with a break-even of 5. And then Burton has been really bad, but that's all right. He's made 50, 40k or whatever. 50k. So we'll take that. Grundy obviously speaks for himself. 203. Huge score. You don't get gifted that sort of matchup every week. So rocking up against Ned Long in the second half, you'd expect a big one, and he definitely provided that. So we'll take that. Sherry, I'm not too worried as an owner here. Got parked on the bench for the last quarter as well, and they just got absolutely bullied North Melbourne. So I think that was a bad game from them, and I think they're still going to be competitive in a lot of their games. So I think, that was just a down game for him and Sheasel likewise. I think I'm not going to read too much into that. I think that they'll bounce back, and I think North will bounce back. I think those two will bounce back with them, so that's okay. Flanders has been good with no Naz. You'll take that back-to-back tons for him. Tim Kelly looks really good. Like, I'll take him 115, but 24 touches. He's just he looks I don't want to jinx it, but kind of like vintage TK, like back in almost Geelong days, the way he's moving, kicking the ball really well, and the role's well and truly there. So I've been up and down with this pick ever since I brought him in as a real left field option. If he keeps continuing like that, and if West Coast stay really competitive like they were yesterday, or I say yesterday, it's Wednesday, so on Sunday, I'll be really happy. So fingers crossed he can continue with that. Rochelle, 85. I want him gone, really. Small forward role in a team that hasn't been great. It's got 85 in a team that won by 80 points. Like, as a small forward, if he's ever going to spike score, that's the week, and it just didn't happen. So, unfortunately, he will likely be moving on. I'll be moving him on this week or next. So, it's either at his bye or this week. So, we'll see that. Zerha, 51. Again, similar to Sheasel and Cherry, I'm not even that stressed about this pick. He's not on my chopping block this week, which is crazy to say. I think the role was still there. He looked good. Gave away 3 free kicks, which really hurt his score. But he took a couple really good intercept marks. And, up against Gold Coast this week, which is really favourable for halfbacks, if he can keep that role, I think there's some scores to come. So I'm happy to give him one more week till he's bye. I think his break-even's still somewhat okay. Yeah, 75. So I'll give him one more week, see if the ceiling's there, if it's against a really favourable matchup. If it's not, then I might move on him at his bye as well. Roby, I mentioned, I'll take that. This looks like it could be a really diamond in the rough pick from Martin, and we talked about him a lot last week with not many rookie options, but he looks like a star. So fingers crossed he keeps continuing into that 50% CBA role and can pump out these 90s against Richmond and West Coast the next couple of weeks as well, which is favourable matchups for him. Philippou and Artie Jones on the bench did their thing. I think Pooh could be time to go for him. Saints matchups are really tough. So Freo into Hawthorn into Sydney, arguably the 3 best teams in the comp. So it won't get easy as a small forward, not getting any midfield time. So might be time to move him on, and then Brayden Cook in the flex as well. It was a wet game for them. I think, was it? No, but they were so dominant. The ball didn't really go out wide, so I might be moving him on as well, just because like Thursday night at Tassie, like how much can you really how much of the wings really going to be used in that condition? So in saying that, that's a team review from the weekend. In terms of trades this week, I mentioned a few guys. So on the chopping block, Cook, Rochelle, Philippou, Blamires are probably the 4. And then Cumming maybe. Because Cumming, I see, like this M8 spot is my weakest spot in the field, I think. And the only way I can improve it is by trading one of these 4 mids in Cumming, Rechko, Anderson, and Burton. Cumming's the only one that I think has any sort of real reason to trade. So could be him. I think I'm just going to hold. I mean, I think Rechko against Essendon at the G is fieldable this week. I think Anderson against West Coast at the G is fieldable. So I don't think I'll be leaking too many points by fielding them at M8 this week. So that's sort of where I'm sitting. So look, it's Wednesday, and obviously I still haven't even figured out my trades. Some guys that I'm keen on. So let's go. There's Darcy Cameron, who obviously has a poor start to the year, averaging in the 79. But no Oscar Steen, Will Solo Ruck. What does that mean for his scores? Like, what did he score last year? I think it's down here somewhere. Like, Solo Rucked, obviously, all of last year. I can find it, I think. Where is it? Yeah. 111.3. So, averaging over 110 as a Solo Ruck this year. I know that Ruck rules didn't really help him, but I still think there's 100 average for 400k is really good buying. So I don't mind him. The issue I have is like he's my flex, and it really limits me flexibility wise. I don't have that position to maneuver other guys. I don't have like, am I picking him as a keeper at that price? I think you are, and then it limits me out of Jackson and Gawn. I'm not sold on Gawn because of his role, but Jackson especially. I think he's a top liner, and I would like him in my team at some stage, especially because I'm probably going to get him like under 600k in a few weeks' time, or around 600k at least. Maybe after this Melbourne matchup. Wait, where are we? After this Brisbane matchup, like under 600k. So that limits me out of that. There's Nick Bryan, who we put a post up on our socials. So there's no confirmed timeline for Peter Wright yet. Herald Sun reported 2 to 3 months. So what does that mean? Like, will he solo ruck? If he does, I think there's a genuine case that he's the best like downgrade option this week. There's no good rooks. I know people are jumping on a Bodie Ryan. I'm not sold on it. Like, he might have 3 weeks while what's his name? Barras is out. But even then, I'm not like sold that he does. Like, Scrimshaw's to come back as well. What's the timeline around that? The job security is not good. I rate job security, especially coming into the bye period. Like, you want guys who are going to be playing every week. So, and on that, like, he's got Richmond into West Coast too. So in terms of cash gen, like, I think he's every chance to make as much cash as a Bodie Ryan. I like Jack Eisen, but like a week earlier, we've got 3 trades next week. People are going to be trading next week. He's the best downgrade option next week. I'm happy just to wait. I like Nick Bryan, but again, same way as Darcy Cameron in terms of he limits me flexibility-wise. what I like more than Darcy Cameron for that is like he's not a keeper. So like I'd be using him to make some cash, probably up to his buy, and then flip in there. And then I can chase a Jackson or a Gawn, maybe if Heath's not in the team or something like that. So I don't mind that, but I think I'm more likely to where am I? Like chase a big dog, really. So let's say Cook v Rochelle. Let's just hold Rochelle for another one at this stage. Let's trade Cook. Like if I just one trade, gives me 549k because I had 160k in the bank. So to grab any position I want in the flex, like who is it here? I like Wilkie, but again, it limits me in the fact that I need him at flex. I can't flick him back because I want Lindsay on field. So it's not heaps of flexibility there. But I really like. I think that's great buying against Freo as well. Like I think, he's scoring this year. Like he's definitely on my radar. Look at this. Like he's gone under 100 once in 83 against Carlton. Other than this injury game where he played 44 minutes, these have been like huge scores. This is unbelievable scoring, averaging 101 with a 24 in his system as well. So still can wait a week because obviously the break even's pretty big there. It's my issue this week is into the buy period. Like I like Noah Anderson, but he's got the buy next week. I don't want to train to a guy that has the buy. But in saying that, like, let's cancel. Looking at my buys, next week I've got Butters out. Everyone has Butters out. Sherry out. That hurts kind of, but like a lot of people have Sherry out, and I think it's not the end of the world. Sheasel, everyone has Sheasel. Rochelle and Cook will be gone by then. Sturha, likely the same. So 3 primos out in round 12. It's not as bad as I thought it was. And I'm pretty well like spread out. Like 13, I've got what's that? Just the 2 in Ash and Whitfield. 14, 4 if you're counting Houston and Newman, which are like fake primos at best. So and Brayshaw at that too. So 4. Around 15, I've got Neil, Grundy, and Tim Kelly. So 3, and then around 16 is somewhat tougher with Sinclair, Bont, Holmes, and Flanders. If I trade into Wilkie, that's 5. Is it? Yeah, 5. But yeah, like that's 4 now. So 4 is my worst. Just the 3 in round 12. But trade into Anderson, yeah, it hurts. Like I'm trading into a guy that has a bye next week. But I still don't think it hurts me that much next week. I'm going to be trading into a guy that has a bye anyway. So like when I look at all my buyers, they're all pretty similar. If anything, like round 12 has my least amount of premiums out. So can I, like it evens it up trading into a round 12 buy. It just feels a bit counterproductive in the fact that it's next week and that, like I'm trading into a guy that's going to be playing 50% of the next 2 games. But they're like the main options that I like are round 12 buy guys. I like LDU. Look at this run. Like Gold Coast league points to midfielders. Freo is tough. West Coast is so easy. 118 early in the year. Richmond, Essendon, Port, Collingwood. Like that is such a favourable run. I know he had the knee scare, but he trained fully yesterday. So like, that's not a worry for me. It's a good price for a guy who's averaging 112 on the year. He's in 10% of teams, so still a good pot as well. So I do like it. Because like where's Noah Anderson? Because Noah Anderson, I like Dawson. I really like Dawson. Same boat again, round 12 buy. But he's just like also like 50k more expensive than Anderson, 20k, 25k more than LDU. So probably not worth it. And I can't get there in one trade. Anderson, what's his run? So there's North this week, potential Foss tag. Like, does he go to, I think he should go to track with the season that he's having, but you can't be certain that that's the case. Brisbane, it's not an easy matchup. Geelong, potential Mullen tag. Like, Hawthorn, these are all tough. Frere's tough as well. That's 5 games where he could potentially be tagged or up against tough opposition who are restricted by other midfielders. So I don't really want to train into that. So just that it probably rules him out. Clayton Oliver, I don't mind. I don't know. I think there's every chance I go one trade and it could be LDU. In terms of a downgrade, like I talked down Ryan, but like what? There's one. Could it just be him? I've got 3 trades next week. I like the look of Ison. I liked the look of, what was his name? Banfield as well. Like the DPP is good too. They really rate him at Saints as well. So I don't hate that. The one guy who's a bit left field in terms of a downgrade option is Billy Wilson. 74 on the weekend. I think he took kick-ins, at least some. I know Newman takes majority. Newman 5, Billy Wilson 2. He just like has huge numbers in the VFL. Playing across halfback. And Ollie Hollins is out for a month as well. So like job security is pretty good. Game logs. Like what's this? 28 touches, 40, what's that? 41 touches, 22, 22, 18 this year in the VFL. So pretty good numbers in a good role. Part of me is like, I got away with paying 200k for Roby last week. Like, I don't want to risk it again, but I think the job security is better than Brodie Ryan. I think the scoring potential is better. So if I go there, then it leaves me 615k. So I can get, opens my options up a lot more. Like I can grab Dawson if I wanted him. Gives me extra cash for next week if I wanted to do that. I don't know. It'll depend on whether Blamirez is picked or not, or Myers or whatever. But I think I've talked myself into LDU just because of that run. I like Rankin. Because it's like, well, if I'm picking a guy with a round 12 bye, why not pick a guy that I know is going to be a top liner in his line? And I think Rankin is still going to be a top liner. I know like, the issue is like this is a tough matchup against Hawthorn this week. Then he's probably got the Mullen tag, which can be hard as well. But he's going to be a top liner at the end of the day. So should I just grab that? Same can be said for track, really, but the run is similar to well, not similar, the same as Henderson. So, one other guy I'll just quickly flag for you guys, who I won't go to, but there's interest. John DeGoey. He's looked really good the last few weeks, under 400k for a guy who's playing good footy. This 70 was in one half. The 70 against Hawthorn in round 8 was on about 70 and a half time. I think he had a negative second half. So 110, 73, where he only played half a game. He didn't show up for the second half. 127 against Geelong and 98 against Sydney. Like good forward numbers. West Coast this week, under 400k. I think there's value there. Obviously, it's John DeGoey though, and consistency has never been his strong suit. So just keep an eye out for him. Other one is similar to him is Max Hall. Got the CBA hit the last couple of weeks with no Naz. Does that stay with Naz's back? Probably not, but just keep an eye on that. But anyway, that probably sums up. I've been yapping on for too long now. So again, just keep an eye out for our socials and our channel. Tyson will be having his team talk dropping either today or tomorrow, and then the preview pod will be tomorrow as well. So subscribe, leave a like, let me just know what you think. But until next time, thank you. We also, if you want to leave a comment for, if you have any questions for the preview pod, leave in the comments and we can get to that tonight as well. But thanks, guys. Cheers.